Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast. Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Johnny and Laura, and I'm Carlos. And that's it for this week. Lafayette's out. We still haven't heard from Hugh. He may have died by now. He's pretty old. But don't forget to rate, subscribe, download, tell your friend, tell your mother.
Tell your friend.
Just one friend?
Singular friend.
How many friends do you guys have? Oh, we did this already. We did an episode. I was a friend king. Yeah. Tell your friends if you have friends. It depends how old you are. You probably have more friends when you're younger than when you're older. But anyway, tell your husband, tell your wife, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend, tell your dog. Tell somebody because nobody's listening. Anyway, so Laura, how's the Weight Watchers going?
Dude, I was thinking about this. I had it last week or earlier this week, and I was like, nobody's asked me on the podcast. So I was like, I don't think I want them to ask me. And here we are. I was sticking to it for about 2 weeks. Doing okay. Not doing my best, like best I've ever done, but definitely improvement. And I lost 1 pound in 2 weeks. And I was like, why am I even bothering? Like, it's so much effort. If I lose a half a pound a week, that's 25 pounds in a year.
Cookie, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. You asked me if I want to lose that. I do 25 in a year. We'd love to.
Yeah.
But it's such a slow I don't know. Anyway, it's not going great since then. I make like half-assed efforts, and then nighttime comes, and then it all falls apart.
Are you working out as well, or just doing the?
No, I need to add working out, because it's not just about getting thinner and, vanity as much as it really is about being thinner and vanity. I really do need to work out because I'm getting old and I'm getting like freaky, and it's not good. That's been on I have like Google tabs open on my phone. It's like my unofficial to-do list are Google tabs, and one of them is workout routine for beginners, because like my first instinct is just to like hop on an elliptical downstairs for like 20 minutes a day, which would be a good start, but it's all about muscle, right? You got to build muscle in order to burn fat properly. And I was like, well, what should I do? I don't know. I need to put together a very standard like routine 3-4 times a week just to start and just get my ass moving, because I sit on the couch at night and I eat.
What do you eat?
Literally anything. It's pathetic. Like I am not like I eat, the good stuff. There's nothing good in this house. There's nothing good in this house. It doesn't matter. I will eat. The other day I ate a whole sleeve of graham crackers in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what am I doing? This isn't even good. I have a problem.
So do you like borrow points from the next day? Like, I'm just gonna borrow a couple points. I'll pay myself back.
But then I just blow through them. Like, I don't think about it in the moment. You don't think about it. It's like any like addict. It's like a bad choice in the moment, but you don't stop to think about it. You just do it, and then later you like put it into points, and you're like, oh fuck, like that was a terrible choice.
You still go to the weigh-ins? The meetings?
Oh, no. I haven't gone to the meetings in years. I did meetings the first time that I did Weight Watchers. It's all online. I don't have time for that.
No time for that. No time for working out.
But
I joined. How much did this cost? I'll send you my Venmo.
Cheap.
I can give you weekly advice if you want.
It's $8 a month. So
$8? You said $8?
Well, that's $8 a month. I get a discount through my employer. No,
right?
You don't.
Oh.
No, this isn't Jenny Craig. You just go to the grocery store.
Oh, that's right. Jenny Craig does that. Weight Watchers doesn't do that?
They have snacks that you can buy, but you don't have to eat them.
I just watch your shit, fat ass. $8. Let's go. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
guessing
I mean, they
well, you
did
get
give
what you
me
pay for, right? I mean,
yeah,
$8.
apparently. When I signed up, they gave me a $25 credit on their like little shop, and I did buy some stupid little snacky things. They're not all gone, but they're not that good. So it's
Because you were
whatever.
ready to go.
They're
You're like,
not
I'm
all
gonna do
gone.
this. I'm gonna do
Well,
this.
I mean, it
They
was
gave me
free
$25.
$25. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Here's
just
my
I just need
$8. Here's
to
my
I need
latte.
to I need to get I just need to get a hold of BED, binge eating disorder is what that is. I need to get a hold of it.
Is that a
It's
real
hard.
thing? I believe it's a real
Yes,
thing.
it is a real thing.
I think I might have that. I'm gonna
You
check
would
with my
know.
doctor.
No, you would know if you had binge eating disorder.
Then
Trust
I
me.
don't got that. Johnny, you got that?
Well, how would you know? By looking down at your gut?
Probably
Like,
still eating right
No,
now.
no, no, it would be like it really is. It's like a fugue state. Like you really like it's like an addict. Like you don't know what you're doing. Like you're doing it, but like you feel like completely out of control. You're eating anything and everything. Like I've been on fucking a loaf of bread before. And like I said, sleeves of graham crackers, which aren't that good. What other stupid shit do I eat around the house? Just like dumb shit that is not good. That I will just eat all of it. And then I'm just like, I don't feel good. And then there's that moment of like, oh God, what did I do? What has happened?
but why waste it on some graham crackers? Why not?
Oh, that is exactly the point. I could have eaten something that was way better, but that's the thing. You don't even think about it in the moment. You're gone. You're just like you're on autopilot
Hmm.
and you're doing it. And then afterwards, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Fucking graham crackers? I don't like graham crackers that much.
Yeah.
So that's how you would know.
Binge eating disorder. Like binge watching. Who's the king of binge watching? Netflix. That's who.
Me.
People will sit down and watch Netflix forever. And speaking of Netflix, we also Outlaw on Netflix. The newest comedy starring Adam Levine, Pierce Brosnan, Ellen Barkin, Nina Dobrev, Michael Rooker, Richard Kind, and Julie Haggerty. So
That was a Michael Rooker,
Michael Rooker.
not Roker.
Oh, you're right. It is Rooker.
Okay.
Rooker.
All right. So I only saw the
Tomato,
first half
tomato.
hour of it. You guys got to
Okay.
convince me to see the rest.
Here's where the problem folds, Johnny. I mean, the problem is I can't convince you to watch the second half, my friend.
No.
This is a piss poor movie.
Hmm.
It is not funny. It's an Adam Sandler production. That should tell you right there that is not funny. It is not.
I feel like, okay, I agree with you on point A of this conversation. I do not agree on point B, but I have deeper thoughts. So go ahead with your review.
Go ahead, Johnny. Give us the first half review. Laura will give us the. Wait, how much did you watch, Laura?
About an hour.
About an hour. She'll give us a review for about an hour.
And then Carlos will finish it up for the end. Johnny beginning, me middle,
That's
you
right.
end.
And I'll wrap this piece of trash up nicely.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a Happy Madison production until I, hit play. I'm a fan of Adam Devine. He's funny for the most part, but as a leading guy, like I feel like there needs to be more. I mean, yeah, this movie had Pierce Brosnan and that blonde girl, his wife, whatever her name is. She
Ellen
looks,
Barkin.
yeah, she has such a familiar face. I was looking at her filmography and I don't recognize other things that she was in besides maybe like Ocean's 11 or 12, one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Same experience. I'm like, I feel like I know this lady.
Yeah, but just scrolling through her work, it was like, nope, haven't seen that. It was just Ocean's. I think it might have been 13, with the Al Pacino. Anyways, this is one of those ones where the guy's super awkward. He's meeting the parents. Awkward guy with a girl that's too pretty for him, and
Yep.
yeah, there's little adventures. Apparently, the parents have a shady background. I got to the point because he's a bank manager. I got to the point where the bank gets robbed, and then that's about it. And then he's like suspecting that her parents are involved somehow because the night before he got drunk and started sharing all this information about the bank and stuff. So that's where I left off. I didn't laugh in the first half hour. So yeah, my review so far is
Well, I'll pick that up. I watched the first hour. I did not laugh in the entire hour. I don't even know where I ended. The fiance gets kidnapped by the bad
Oh, you almost made
lady.
it to the end. Almost.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, my lunch is over and I don't care. And it was, and I did not know it was a Happy Madison production until I saw the not credits, but the intro start to roll, and I was like, oh, and I was interested because I like Adam Sandler. I like most Adam Sandler movies, and this one, I was just, this is not funny. I did not crack a smile through the entire thing. It is a complete cartoon, like nothing real is happening. Nobody is acting like a real person. And it's just complete ridiculousness. But then I got to thinking about it, and I'm thinking there are other things that I enjoy that are cartoonish in this way. Like most Happy Madison movies, like Waterboy and Billy Madison and
well,
Happy
those are the
Gilmore.
classics. What about like
What?
the latest with Murder Mysteries or the Halloween one where he
Hubie
talking?
Halloween.
Yeah,
That was okay. I cracked some smiles. It was weird, but I
like
cracked
his
some
recent
smiles.
stuff is not great, in my opinion. I mean, the other stuff like Wedding Singer,
Oh, Wedding
50
Singer's a
First
classic.
Dates, like I loved
Yeah, those are great.
all of those other ones, but just the once he like signed up with Netflix and just started producing stuff just to produce stuff, like yeah.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, is there a true difference in the comedy style? Or is it just that I'm old and crotchety and that back when I was, in my teens and early 20s, I had the ability to laugh at stupid shit. And now
No,
I'm
it's a
just
combination of
old.
both, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we've
Yeah.
covered this before. I think it's Adam Sandler's movies are always been for the same audience. No matter how old we get, he targets the same audience.
Mm,
So as we get
that's
older, we
fair.
don't find it funny because we did when we were younger, but we don't now.
But I could watch The Wedding Singer, The Waterboy today
Oh,
and
Waterboy's
still,
hilarious.
yeah, and I still find it funny.
Well,
So
sure, because it was funny back then and it still holds up pretty good. But
It's like
his
the
new stuff, you're like, eh. But if you were younger, you probably would have found his new stuff funny. Like Hubie Halloween, I thought was horrible. But I'm sure if I was younger, I probably would have thought it funny. Murder Mystery is not bad, but his stuff between Murder Mystery. What's the first one he did for Netflix? Horror Western. That was like his first Netflix film when he got the deal.
The Ridiculous Six.
That's it. What a piece of garbage. I couldn't get past the first 15 minutes.
never even heard of it.
There you go.
There were there were some parts of that movie that made me laugh, smile. Like he always includes his wife in his movies and
Mhm.
What the hell's his wife?
The blonde lady.
That
brunette.
helps. That helps. Oh, that helps. That helps even more.
In the Ridiculous Six, her
He's a-
character's name was
he's
like
Mormon.
because she was American Indian, and it was like, oh, that's she who has hard nipples or something like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I kept comparing it. What was that Kevin Hart movie that we watched? Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg.
oh yeah,
And I was like, that movie was funnier than this one.
it
And
was.
I'm like, what? And that one was not good. And so I'm like, what? I don't know. I can't pinpoint what the difference is. I just know that there is one. And this one did not make me laugh at all.
I think. Do you think maybe? I mean, it was produced by his company, but I mean, it didn't feel like he had any hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know.
do you
Some of
think
the
it's
gags in it just had me picturing him in the writer's room going, oh, that's funny. He's laughing his ass off because it's some of the crap that he would do. But then it also felt like, have you ever seen Workaholics, the
oh
Adam
yeah,
Devine
yeah.
show? So he and his
I have
buddy are
only
in
ever
it.
watched an episode or two of that, and it did not tickle my
Right.
feather.
But it seemed a lot like that too. So I'm guessing he and his buddy who was also in the movie, Blake Anderson. I'm guessing
Yeah.
they did a lot of the writing and
The Weird Al looking guy, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it all kind of felt like that. I didn't find Workaholics funny either. So Johnny, would you recommend this movie from seeing the first half hour?
Oh no.
Laura, would you recommend this movie?
No, but my highlights include Pierce Brosnan's accent. And that's his real accent, right? He's Scottish.
Yeah, he's Scottish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's always fun to listen to. And the Indian girl who played the villain, I don't know, there's something I like about her. I didn't like any of her lines, but there's something about her like essence that I like. I've seen her in other things and I don't know, enjoy something about her, but that's it.
So wait, so Pierce Brosnan isn't English?
He's Scottish.
He's Scottish.
The Scottish
So, I mean,
James
because
Bond, my
he
friend.
was James Bond all those
Yeah.
years.
Did
And
you
he-
guys
All
catch
those
the Bond
years? I think
reference
it's
in there
two
too?
movies.
No.
Yeah. Which Bond did you like
Yeah.
the best? The fifth one, because he was the
That's a
fifth
good one. Yeah, I was like lame.
Well,
Did you see
unfortunately, I
the-
saw the whole movie.
Tell
Let
us
me tell
how
you.
it ends.
Well, I actually did laugh in one scene. I don't know why I found it super funny. He broke into the Indian woman's compound or mansion or whatever, and he was being chased. So they pan to a Doberman, and they must
The
use a
mini
full-size
Doberman.
Doberman for the the close-up shot. But then he's walking, and all of a sudden he turns around and he kicks the dog, and he punts it pretty good. I found that so funny. I was laughing my ass off. But
I
then
did
at
see
the
that
top of the
part.
stairs, all these other Dobermans come around the corner and start chasing him. And at the top of the stairs, they look like full-size Dobermans. But once they get to the ground and start chasing them, they're min pins. They're little tiny, like a dozen of them. And then he doesn't really climb a tree, just grabs a branch, kind of pulls himself up. But then he ends up falling and they attack him. And then when he leaves the compound, he has one still attached to his arm that wouldn't let go. So he takes it with him. And he's got a little pet. That was the funniest part of the movie, I thought. But like you said, none of this shit was believable. Like he helps rob a bank and for some reason he dresses as Shrek. And
Yeah,
he's
doesn't
getting
make
his
any
ass.
sense.
No, and then he's getting his ass beat the whole time. Like, why didn't you just leave, man? Just leave. But
Oh,
no,
he
he's getting
had
his ass
mentioned
beat the whole time.
Shrek when he was gonna get that tattoo. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, and that was dumb too. I've seen this gag before. Oh, look at my tattoo. It's a little dot, because the
Yeah,
gun
isn't that
touched him.
from Friends? That's the first
It
time I
may have
saw it
been, but I
anyway.
saw that in another movie as well. It's just a little tiny dot. That's just
I told you
tattoo.
that happened to my buddy in Bosnia, right? Or in
Oh,
Budapest.
no.
We
No.
were all getting tattoos, and after I got my manly tattoo,
Damn right.
Your
he
dolphin?
he got some like tribal thing, or he was trying to. And he's a really skinny guy. He's probably like 6'1", I don't know, 110, 120 pounds.
Oh, I wish.
Tiny dude. Yeah, right. You'd be a model. No,
Yeah, I would.
so they like started working on his tattoo, and then he just shuts down. He like closes his eyes. He starts to shake, and I was like, "What the fuck?" He was almost having a seizure, probably having a seizure, and he was also pretty drunk. And then he wakes up, and then they were like, "Yeah, we're done. We're not doing it anymore." So he has this like little line. I think it's on his shoulder or arm.
What a bitch.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty
but
funny.
That line is a little more manly than that dolphin.
No,
I get
he got me beat, even though he like passed out and had the seizure. He got me
like
beat.
dolphins are like lions in Budapest, like they're more dangerous animals. Is that why they like even the
They
tattoo guy
rape
who put
people.
it on you?
I mean,
But even the
that
dude who
makes the
put it
sign
on
of
you
a
must have been
predator.
like, yeah, man, this is dangerous. This is
Dolphins don't
man.
rape people.
they do. Look it up.
I've seen clips where
Oh,
they hump, but like dogs hump your leg. They're not raping you.
Well, dolphins rape each other.
All right, I feel like it's gonna get dark soon, and I'm gonna like have to cut my skin off. So let's not talk about raping dolphins anymore.
Didn't you cover it, or do you still have it?
I covered it with the big dragon, but you can still see it.
it's in the belly of the beast.
In the belly of the beast.
But to me, the funniest people in this movie were Richard Kind and Julie Haggerty. They were Adam Devine's parents, Owen Browning. That guy, Richard Kind, every time I see him in a movie, that guy is just funny, just too funny. So I enjoyed him. But other than that, man, this movie was total trash. I don't know if Netflix is going to renew their thing with Adam. I don't know how much longer they have with it, but it's like a 2.
1.
I guess. A 1 for Johnny. What do you got for your half hour?
I mean, I'll give it a 1, I guess.
Mm, all right. I gave it a 2 because of the
Ringing
dog punting
endorsements.
and the min pins. The shit was funny. It was funny. So definitely not in the top 5 of your favorite comedies, I'm guessing.
No.
No.
So, Johnny, top 5 comedies. Give me one. We'll go around the horn.
I have mine ranked.
Oh, do you?
So,
Mine's no
yeah.
specific order. So,
Yeah,
okay, then Laura,
mine
number
isn't ranked,
5.
but I'm
Oh,
gonna go
yours too?
with
God damn it, I feel so stupid. I feel like an Adam Sandler movie right now.
hmm.
Anywho, Johnny, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with 21 Jump Street. First time I saw it, I laughed my ass off, and then every time I see it now, uh, I still laugh my ass off. I try and finish it. If it's Comedy Central or something like that, then it's not as funny because the
Kinda
cussing
ruins it,
isn't
right?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ruins it a little bit, but it was just so damn funny. I mean, Channing Tatum, is that her name?
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Magic
sounds
Mike.
right.
He's so fucking funny.
Surprisingly, right?
He really
Yeah,
shines
yeah.
in like comedy roles. And have you seen This Is the End? The Seth Rogen and
Once. Was he in that one?
Yes. And
yeah, he's the
it's
gimp.
so
Is he
fucking
really?
weird.
Yeah, he's a gimp. And like I've seen clips of them talking about it. Like they had asked him to do it. He's like, yeah, I'll play a gimp, no problem. Like it was just 2 days of him on his knees, and yeah, he's just so damn funny. In Free Guy, he was hilarious. I
That's
mean,
right.
but yeah, I mean,
But yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah, surprisingly.
funny
he's a
guy.
funny
I mean,
guy.
I'm not a real big fan of Jonah Hill, but it's one of his better works. Is
Absolutely.
21
Jay
Jumps.
Baruchel
Yeah.
is in that movie, and I love Jay Baruchel.
And the ending was a pretty good payoff. Johnny Depp and Dom DeLuise's son. I forget
Oh
his name
yeah.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Ice Cube was so fucking funny.
Oh yeah.
Just being that angry ass black captain, and then he like takes it up another notch in part 2. I mean, part 2 wasn't as funny, but Ice Cube was probably the best part of that part 2, or 22 Jump Street. But yeah, that's a top 5 for sure.
All right, Laura, number 5. What do we got?
I went old school because when I think about comedies, I think about the ones that I watched when I was growing up. And one of my favorites, and I'm unapologetic, Weekend at Bernie's. That movie
Oh,
cracks me up every time I see it. I don't know what it is. It's like the odd couple between John Silverman and whatever that other guy's name is. It's just like their interactions are so funny to me, and just the ridiculousness of this dead floppy body the entire movie. It's always made me laugh, and it always will make me laugh. I just love it.
now as an almost mortician, I mean, did you believe? I mean, rigor mortis never set
Yes.
in.
They moved him around so much. That is the way to keep to break rigor mortis is movement. So when you get a
Oh,
body
really?
that has rigor, you literally have to sit there and just like press and like
And it'll
stretch
loosen
the
up.
joints. Yeah, it loosens up. So it
What about the
absolutely makes sense.
decomposing of?
I mean, it was like 2 days and it was hot, and he was starting to attract flies by the end. So
Hmm.
I mean, I think that's about right. And
Well,
he was inside most of the time.
there was 2
So cold.
movies. I mean,
Was there
how
2
do you?
movies?
Yeah, how do you
Oh
explain the
yes,
next
there
one?
was. The second one, don't the second one is not on the list.
Okay, it'd been funny. The second one, he's like, his mouth fell off, his jaw dropped, and limbs falling off. Like, shoot.
He congas in the second one. There's like voodoo going on, and he
Oh yeah,
like
wasn't there a thing where music
comes
makes
up.
him move, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He starts dancing.
Yeah. Well, my number 5, I thought was your number 5 because you said old school, but my number 5 is old school. Luke Wilson and Will Ferrell. That's a
It's been a
funny
long
movie.
time since I've seen that one. The only thing I remember is "We're going singing," which is a classic scene.
Frank, the
That movie
Tank.
was so funny. Oh, dude, I'm blanking on his name. Who's the tall dude? The guy who owned the stereo store.
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
Vince
he
Vaughn.
was fantastic in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, I would say Will Ferrell wasn't my favorite as far as being funny in that movie, but I still loved it. Loved it from beginning to end. And I mean, just the concept of it, and then to be in like to be in a fraternity now, like how
Right.
would that be, right?
I need to rewatch it because I feel like now that I'm older, because I was probably in my early mid-20s when that came out. I feel like now I might have a more of an appreciation for old school now that I am older.
Well, for me, it was
Maybe.
a toss up. At number 5 was either Anchorman and Old School,
Mm.
but I went
Mm.
Old School. It's close. Johnny, number 4.
I'm gonna say Anchorman. Man. That's a good one.
Mm,
Yeah,
You're welcome.
that's one that I saw in the theaters, and I didn't really enjoy it in the theaters. Like there were a couple funny parts, but then watching it over and over again, and then just being able to quote all the lines and stuff, it's gotten funnier and funnier over the years, and it's really surprising because, like I said, I didn't really enjoy it the first time around.
The history of San Diego.
Whale's vagina.
Yeah. Stay classy.
It's so quotable. And that's one of those movies that is also a total cartoon. But for some reason, it is very, very funny.
Just the concept, right, of having an anchor team, and then they like fight for territory and ratings and all that stuff. And then Christina Applegate was great. I mean, had a crush on her since the Married with Children days. She was fantastic.
Well, what makes that movie funny as well as they're news people, but they're clearly stupid and they don't know real life. All they know is how to read the news. They don't really know what's going on, right? And that's how it comes off. As soon as the news is over, he's done reading it. He's just oblivious to everything. He's just dumb as shit. That's what makes that movie so funny.
Making me want to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in years.
Well, that's two that you need to rewatch. Old School.
I know.
And Anchorman. Laura, number 4. What's ranked number 4?
Trading Places.
Really?
I fucking love that movie.
That's old school.
I know. All
Yeah.
my favorite comedies are really older ones, but
Eddie
God,
Murphy
it's
and
funny.
Dan
I
Aykroyd.
love Eddie Murphy. I love Dan Aykroyd. The whole situation is just so ridiculous how uppity Dan Aykroyd is. And I mean, Eddie Murphy in the 80s was just the funniest motherfucker. I mean, it's just like physical comedy. Like every inflection of his voice is just hilarious. There's my absolute favorite scene every time. It makes me laugh out loud is when Eddie Murphy is like at the company Christmas party. He's in the office and Dan Aykroyd comes in and he's like, you better, you stole my life. And he picks up the phone to call security, and then security. And then Dan Aykroyd pulls out a gun and he's like, Merry Christmas. It's just the way that he says it always just cracks my shit up. And yeah, that is an absolute classic. And they reference Trading Places, I think, in several other movies too.
In Coming to America.
Coming to America, where he gives the money back and he's like, Mortimer, we're back. On the top again. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, Eddie was definitely funnier in the 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 4, The Three Amigos. I can watch that it doesn't come on often, but I can watch it every time it's on. It's just so funny.
It's incredibly quotable as well. Like,
oh yeah, just the stupidity
of them being like Hollywood stars, and then somebody watching a movie thinking like they're real life heroes.
Yeah. Ned Needle,
it's
the fastest draw in the West. Yeah,
it's like Galaxy Quest on planet Earth, really.
Galaxy Quest is good too.
Yeah,
that's a
really good comparison though.
Yeah, like the villain El Jefe, and he had a plethora of pinatas, even though he didn't know what the Oaxaca is a plethora.
What is a plethora?
It's just so funny.
The big German guy, he was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was one of the first villains in Buffy. Okay. Yeah, every time I watched Buffy first because I saw Buffy when I was in like 7th grade, and then I watched Three Amigos later in life, and I was like, hey, that's the guy. It's just one of those weird moments.
I don't think I've ever seen the guy who played Jefe like in anything else. I mean, El Guapo. His name was El Guapo.
El Guapo. I feel like I have seen him.
They asked the villagers what they're good at. They're good at sewing. And Martin Short's like, sew like you've never sewn before. And they just make a bunch of costumes. It was funny.
Martin Short's and also another one that's just
Martin Short
just
and
bucket
Steve
of
Martin
laughs
together. Man, they're funny. Like the Murder in the Building. Has anybody watched that on Hulu?
Oh yeah,
I watched it. That's so funny. Those guys are funny. Johnny, what do you got for your number 3?
It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I'm afraid to watch it again because it might not hold up. But The Jerk, Steve Martin.
Oh, Steve
Oh,
Martin,
it
the
holds up.
jerk.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Does it? Haven't seen it in a while either. It's been a long time.
I just remember
Very
like so
funny.
many parts of it. Like there was one part where they were eating like cup of pizza, like instead of cup of noodles. I thought that was so funny for some reason, like that there was such a product. And then like he was a white guy and he like grew up, he was adopted by a black family. And
That's
like
the
he
first
had
line of the movie. I was
Yeah.
born a poor black boy.
Yeah.
You're just like, what?
Yeah, and he
And, like-
hitchhikes it. He hitchhikes and he just hitchhikes to the end of the block. The dude could only give him a ride at the end of the block. Yeah.
And he like didn't
Oh,
have any
yeah.
rhythm, and like his mom told him like that his dick was his special purpose, and like the chick that he meets like, I need somebody with a special purpose. He's like, I know what that is. I have a special purpose for you. Yeah, it's been a long, long time since I've seen it, but I just remember like loving it as a kid. I got the VHS, then when the DVD came out, I got the DVD and stopped there.
One of the classic quotes from that we use in this house a lot is that all I need is this chair
Yeah.
this remote and this lamp. Yeah, we do that a lot.
The ridiculous like way that he became rich, and then the ridiculous way that he lost it all too.
Everybody
he-
became cross-eyed.
But he had to like write a $2 check like over and over again until his money was gone. And
Oh, man. Yeah.
so yeah, that's in my top 5.
Nice. Laura, number 3.
Number 3, The Birdcage.
Nathan
love
Lane,
that
Robin
movie.
Williams.
I've
I
never
love
seen
Robin Williams. Oh my God, you've never seen The Birdcage?
I've never seen it all the way through either. Mm-mm.
You need to see it. It's just so funny.
you
Robin
think
Williams.
Do you think there would be any controversy around it today?
I don't.
Really?
Because
You don't
I think it's
the LGBT community wouldn't be up in arms that a straight man's playing a gay man? Because I hear that a lot. I hear that. And Robin was good.
Well-
From what I saw, he was good. But
he was very good. Nathan Lane is gay, so he checks out. Was not Aziz Ansari because that's the name I'm thinking, but the guy he plays the pool boy. But I mean, Robin Williams does it great. I mean, he plays it not over the top, like very sensitive and very
Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria. There you
Hank
go. Thank you.
Azaria.
Yeah, he's hilarious in the movie. Everybody is so funny. Nathan Lane, I just love his drama, and it's very heartfelt as well. You know, it ends with this message of acceptance, and family is family. I love it.
Have you seen the play?
No,
It's based off a play.
no, I would love to see it at a play.
My number 3, Tropic Thunder.
Ah,
That is hilarious movie. Dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. One of the funniest characters in movies. Man, that movie's so funny. And then Ben Stiller kills the panda bear. He's wearing it.
I killed what's most precious to me. Is it a hooker? Her name was. It's not a real
Amanda.
name.
I don't know what her name is. A panda.
And then he thinks he's saving that little boy, and then he runs across the bridge. Blow the bridge! Blow. The kid's stabbing him in the back.
Yeah. What was his kid's name?
I
Half
don't
squat.
Oh,
I think it was
half squat. Yes, that's right. Little half squat.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. He went full retard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another line we use in this house. You never go full retard.
Never go full retard.
When it was
Yeah.
cool to have customized ringtones. I had that ringtone and like, I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker. And then like I thought it was so funny, but then like I think I was at the DMV or something like that. I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker. And there's like kids around. I'm like, all right. That's the last day of that.
Oh, what's his name did a great job. McConaughey as the agent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got all out for his clients, man. He even brought him a
Dude,
T-bone.
I didn't know.
Tebow, I got your Tebow!
I had no idea that it was Tom Cruise until the end of the movie.
Really?
Until the credits, yeah. Because I recognized the
It was a
voice, but
secret. Yeah, they
Oh
didn't
my God.
advertise him as part of it. Like it was a kind of an Easter egg. Like you had to see the movie to know that he was in it.
yeah.
And
No,
one of
you
the
didn't
best
I
parts of the
recognized
movie.
him.
Well, I mean,
recognized him in the face.
I guess I also like I don't know. Just to think that Tom Cruise would be in this movie.
Well,
It
it's
just
totally out of character too.
yeah,
All the
it,
cussing and the
I would have never guessed it, and so maybe I didn't even think Tom Cruise, but like when the credits started rolling, I was like, holy shit!
He had
Um,
prosthetic hands for that movie.
oh, the big ass paws, big old
Big ass paws.
Yeah.
When he told that, was it a boom guy or when he told him to punch the director in the face because he was wasting his money?
Who's the key grip?
For the face.
Really fucking hard.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And all the crap recently about Robert Downey Jr. playing a black man. If you can't see the satire in this movie, that was so funny. And the stupidity that it points out of method acting. This guy's such a method actor. He had to get pigment in his skin dyed. He had to get the big lips. And it's so funny. Just the idea. And he's an Australian, blonde-haired, blue-eyed actor playing a black man. It was so hilarious.
Yeah.
Just a thought that even Jamie Foxx was on Joe Rogan saying how he shouldn't have done that and blah blah. Shut up, man. You used to play like a retarded black woman or something on In Living Color. I can't remember Wanda.
Yeah, I know.
How is that any different?
I wouldn't say she was retarded. She was just butt ass ugly.
Butt ass ugly. Okay, maybe butt ass ugly people don't.
But yeah, he's done some questionable stuff too.
Yeah, like the Wayans played the white chicks. Nobody's saying anything about that. I don't hear any of that.
No,
you gotta bother Robert Downey Jr. playing a man disguised as his mother dude, playing another dude.
Playing the dude disguised as another dude.
Thank you for listening. That's our show. I'm gonna go watch the movie. I'm done with this.
What did you guys think of the initial trailers? There was a trailer with before the movie.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh,
Robert Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire. They're like priests. They're like,
yeah.
It's like Devil's Abbey or something.
Yeah, the two friars who were into each other.
I mean, like just everything about the movie. It took me a minute because I was like, I know that's Tobey Maguire, but they're saying that Robert Downey Jr. That's not Robert Downey Jr. But what's going on here? Like they played like 3 or 4 different trailers, and I was like, so yeah, that movie's in the top 5 for sure.
I mean, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
And what was that energy drink? Was it called butt sweat or what was it?
Booty sweat.
Booty sweat.
Booty sweat.
And there wasn't that guy gay? Didn't he come out?
The black dude, yeah. Because they were sitting around the fire, like talking, like, when you get back, what you gonna do? You got someone in your life, like Brandon. What the fuck?
No, it was Lance.
Lance. Yeah.
He was like,
it was Lance Bass, right? Lance
Bass. He's like, it's Hollywood. We've all been gay or something like that. God, it's so fucking funny.
That was a good pick.
Man.
Good pick.
Yeah. All right, Johnny, you're number 3.
I'm gonna go with
2, right? You're on 2. My bad.
I'm gonna go with 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, good choice. Good choice.
You're the one who actually told me about that. Like I think I had told you, like, I'm gonna go see it in the theaters. You're like, this one scene is so goddamn funny. Like, you're gonna cry. The wax, yeah. And I was on the floor, like, oh, we're gonna need more wax. And they just started like
a man o' lantern.
Oh, it was so funny.
Great pick. Oh, that's a good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, and I wasn't a big Steve Carell fan before that. After that, it was like, whatever you do, I'm gonna watch. And
was that before The Office?
It was during The Office, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I still think of the line on that one. Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it? Like, I don't know what it is, but that one always sticks with me. Like, I think it all the time.
Oh yeah, that he was asking his wife, his real life wife. She's like, "Is that a serious question?" He's like, "No." Yeah,
I think that was one of Jonah Hill's first movies. He was the eBay guy.
He was so freaking big. Like,
oh yeah.
Then he got skinny, and then he got fat again.
I mean, everyone did such a good job. Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen. I mean, I forget the black dude's name, but he was hella funny too. There's a deleted scene that they cut out with Kevin Hart. it was a real small role. Like Kevin Hart plays a
really?
customer, and it comes in, and the two black guys are like having at it. And yeah, if you get a chance, check it out on YouTube. It's so funny. It's unfortunate that they cut it out. It would have fit in the movie perfectly.
Well, the scene that you brought up, the "Go need my wax," you can see the lady like trying not to laugh when she says it. It's so funny. Hilarious.
Oh, you pussy. What's funny is like on the DVD, you know, like in the older DVDs, it would like take you to the menu screen or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember like getting drunk one night and then watching the movie and like not being able to find my remote, and so I'm just like half drunk. I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like getting up to turn off the TV, and all you kept hearing, oh, I'm gonna need more wax. I'm gonna need more wax. Just
over and
over. Yeah, and I was like, fuck it. Too drunk.
I'm gonna need more lube. I'm going to sleep. Laura, number 2.
Animal House.
Damn, you man. Yeah,
It's all
I'm older than you. And you're
everything's
going
vintage
super old
with you.
school. Yeah.
It's so
That
I've never even
was-
seen Animal House.
I can't believe you've never seen Animal House. I love that movie. It is. It's just I have such a weird relationship with this movie. It was one of the first like comedies that I ever saw. I mean, I watched this movie when I was like 8 years old, but it was the TV edit.
Okay.
So all of the nudity and all of the curse words were taken out, but it's just ridiculous and funny, and I don't know what it is about it. I think it's partially nostalgia, but it just cracks me up. I mean, there are definitely parts that I watch now and I'm like, ugh, like it's very, very rapey, cringy. But it's funny. Everybody getting high with Don. Have anybody seen it? Nobody's gonna seen it.
No.
All right. Well, it's funny. They're getting high with
Mm.
Donald Sutherland, and he's like pantsless, wandering around, and the guy on the steps. He's in the frat house strumming his guitar, playing acoustic guitar to some girls, and Steve Belushi just comes by and just picks it up and just slams it
Is
against
it?
the thing. And the end where they're like rallying, and Jim Belushi is like, not Jim, I'm sorry, John Belushi is
It
like,
is John. Yeah, Jim's
yeah,
brother. Yeah.
John, did the Germans, or did we give up when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? And everyone's like, don't interrupt him, he's on a roll. Like, it's fucking funny. Double secret probation. It's hilarious.
All right, my number 2, Ace Ventura. Almost
I
made
was
my
just
number
talking about
1.
this movie.
But man, that movie's so funny.
You know,
And I
now
love
that-
how it's getting so much shit today because of it.
for what?
It is. I rewatched it.
So
It
much
is
shit.
a little cringy, and I'm definitely not in that
Oh,
crowd.
like the kissing a man and like
Yeah. Where everybody's
yeah.
like scratching everybody in the police
Yes.
station chewing gum at the end. And
So much homophobia.
he's in the shower. He burned his clothes. He's in the shower. He's putting the plunger to his face, trying to get this kiss out of his mouth. Oh, it's so funny. So funny. But just the idea that people are getting so mad about it. I'm like, settle down. It's a comedy. And not everybody is into that lifestyle. So if that's his how his reaction is, at least he didn't kill nobody. He didn't punch nobody. Just showering. He's just showering the sin away. Yeah.
The
Ace
scene with the
Ventura.
tutu in the
When
mental
he's acting crazy.
institution.
Oh, yeah.
That is so classic.
Yeah. He's playing football with the hedge and he dives over it.
Yeah.
That is so good. So good. Even at the very beginning when he's acting like he's a dolphin trainer. He comes out of the dolphin tank. Oh, he gets caught in the shark tank and he's getting chucked around and he comes out of the bathroom.
Do not go,
Go
in
in
there.
He's like, that's not Snowflake. That's not Snowflake.
Oh, all right. We're down to number 1, Johnny. You're number 1.
I'm not sure if it's my number 1, but it's top 5 for sure. I'm not sure which one the number 1 of all time, but I'm gonna go with Talladega Nights.
All right.
Never seen it.
Yeah. That choice. All right.
Oh, I mean, like
It's your list. Do
there
what
was
you want with it.
there was a stretch
Yeah.
where Will Ferrell was just making gold. You know, Anchorman, and then
Step
Step
Brothers.
Brothers, and then
Yeah.
Talladega Nights, and then this was so good, and then it was well shot. Yeah, everyone was so funny in it. I mean, I don't know. Watch it again, and I
No,
challenge you
Will
not to
Ferrell
laugh.
was on a roll, right? Like you said, he had Talladega Nights, Anchorman, Step Brothers, Elf. Man, that guy was
Elf.
just
Yeah.
unstoppable.
Hmm.
I don't know, was it because he switched gears? He did that serious movie with Gyllenhaal. What's her name? Maggie.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Yes, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but I don't know what happened. I mean, he just did he stop making movies? I mean, the old school part of that, he started doing supporting stuff instead of starting stuff. But no, Will Ferrell, he's gold. That guy's gold, and he's in the
Maybe
new
he
Barbie,
just.
which is
Oh.
Mm.
this weekend. Go out and see Barbie. I'm gonna go check it out. Good choice. Good choice. Not my choice, but yeah, good choice. Laura, number one.
We've already expounded its virtues. Tropic Thunder.
Oh, not
That's
what
my
I was
number one.
thinking. Not what I was
What were
thinking.
you thinking?
We
My
were
choices
making
were
fun of you
yeah,
while we were making our choices because you've been doing all these vintage
yeah.
choices. So he was like,
What?
"Oh, it's gonna be like Fast Times at Ridgemont High." I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate that
"No."
movie.
Or Porky's
Yeah,
I
I was
hate
like,
that movie too.
Revenge of the
"He."
Nerds.
So I thought
Revenge
you
of the
were.
Nerds is pretty funny,
Johnny Guest,
but
The Tramp by Charlie Chaplin.
Real
All right, Tropic
Genius might have
Thunder.
made its way up there. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but God, I love
Which
that
one?
movie when I was a kid. Real Genius,
Oh, that's the
with
Val
Val
Kilmer
Kilmer.
deal. Yeah, with the popcorn house at the end.
Yep. I don't think it would hold
Yeah.
up, but God, I love that movie when I was a kid. And I just
Yeah.
love Val Kilmer. Ah, whew, whew.
Val Kilmer's solid too, man. It's too bad what happened to the fella, but yeah, that guy's solid.
He was so hot.
My number one, I can watch it over and over. Dumb and Dumber. This movie is just so funny. Johnny's
So
shaking his head.
quotable.
Are you thinking about it? Or are you thinking
No,
no?
it's
Or
just like there's nothing wrong with that movie. It was so funny, and then
hilarious. Their pets' heads were falling off.
That's it. That's the first line that comes to mind. Our pet's head.
Yes, hilarious. He sold it. He sold it to a blind kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
that movie was
man.
so good.
So you're saying there's a chance.
And I recently took a CPR class. And all I could think about was him trying to give CPR to that dude.
Just spitting out his food.
And what's funny is that Jeff Daniels was on the Tonight Show, I think. He's there promoting another movie, and for some reason, Jay thought it was funny to show the toilet scene from Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels was pissed. He was super pissed.
Because he doesn't
Man.
like that, right? Like he went like serious with his career and he like wanted to
he
distance
did.
himself.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah, but
I
that's
mean,
it.
why? When it's like one of the funniest movies of all times, why would you
Yeah.
want to?
No
Yeah.
And then why
it's
would you
just
do
stupid.
part two if you're like
Right,
that
right?
ashamed of it?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's not much wrong with that movie. I mean,
no,
it was so
that's
funny.
gold. That's comedy gold right there. I don't know what happened to Jim, but that's comedy gold. Jim's still pretty funny though. He had a little slowdown there, but he's still like if you've seen him in Sonic the Hedgehog movies, he's funny.
That's more of his old school like humor.
Yeah,
I think he got a little serious and then he got a little weird.
yeah. He got weird after Man on the Moon.
Yeah, he made that one like
It's that method acting.
Yeah.
Got a
The
little carried away with
Eternal
that shit.
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind or something like that.
And the other one, Numbers. What was that one?
Oh, that was like
I liked
murder, his horror.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
No, it wasn't horrible, but yeah, that's one of his serious movies. For some reason, this one, some people think it's funny. I don't think it was funny at all. When I thought it was like the downturn of his comedy career, it was Cable Guy. I just didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, I'm actually
don't
not
like
a fan
Cable
either.
Guy.
It's like a dark comedy, and
Yeah,
like I feel like when someone tells me that Cable Guy is one of their favorite movies, I think to myself, well, we're not going to be friends. Like,
and you're like, that's why I canceled Cable, buddy.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
our humor just isn't going to line up, and it's like going on a first date and someone says like something that like, all right, well, no more second date. So Cable Guy is one of those things for me. If someone can quote it and oh, this part is so funny, like because I feel like my brother really likes Cable Guy, and our humors haven't lined up for 46 years. So
Your brother does not know comedy. Your brother's a dumbass.
There's something about Jim Carrey that I've always like found attractive, and it's certainly because of his personality. Like he's just such a rubber-faced goofball, and like he's just got this giant smile and these giant teeth.
That's funny.
For
One of his
years,
very
I
first
just
movies
couldn't.
was Rubberface.
What?
Well, I mean, he is a rubber
One of his very
face.
first movies was a Canadian independent film called Rubberface.
Oh, okay.
That is exactly who he is.
He was landing some hot broads for years.
I
Well, he was
don't.
dating,
I
like-
totally blame it. I
He was
mean,
dating
yeah,
all his co-stars, though.
Yeah, I mean,
because he's charming. You get him in a room with them, you're into him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, women like funny. He's funny.
Women like funny guys.
Yeah,
Me,
yeah,
Myself, and
yeah.
Irene was a real good one of his.
I didn't
Yeah.
like
I
that
always
one.
loved that one. I mean, just the thought of him like having 3 black like sons, and they're all geniuses, and it just happens to be like their biological dad is a friggin'
A Mensa midget.
Yeah. Oh, that movie was so funny.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. I like, well, the one that hit I like that. Yeah, for one, I was like, nah, this can't be real. But then when they did it in the movie, I'm like, oh, that shit's real. When he goes, why am I pissing like I had sex? And like his piss was like going in 2 different directions.
I had to have that explained to me because I had no idea what the fuck they were talking
Oh, really?
about.
Yeah. At first, I was like, is it just me? But when they did it in the
I
movie, I'm
didn't.
like, oh, this
I
must
don't
be
have
common.
a dick.
I think about that scene every time, like, stupid rock hard, like you're cutting diamonds. That's how hard you are. And like
We used to call that the Hattori Hanzo boner from Kill Bill.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like so hard that like I can't use a regular like toilet because you have to do a handstand basically. So
Yep.
like I'll like piss in the shower
In the
and
shower.
just
Yeah.
just turn on the water and let it run. I think about that scene where he's just pissing all over the place and he has to use a painting to angle it in, and yeah. Great movie.
Oh, any runner-ups? Johnny, you got a runner-up?
I did have one. Groundhog Day. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's just a
Yeah.
classic. It was one of those movies that I would watch every day just to fall asleep type of thing. And
That's
you
funny,
would wake
huh?
up in the
Put
middle
you
of
to
the
sleep.
night and then
Love
you're
that.
like, because they're replaying the same scene over and over again, but with variations here and there. So you wake up and like, oh, he's still the bad guy, or you wake up and oh, he's starting to be a better person. And yeah, it was one of my favorites growing up.
Laura, any runner-ups? The Tramp, Porky.
It very much so almost made the list. Oh brother, where art thou?
Oh, that's a good movie.
That's
Is a
one of
good
my
movie.
top movies of all time. I will
Yeah.
never not watch that movie when it's on.
I've never.
Some people don't get it.
fully
Some people
seen it.
just don't understand the humor. But man, that's
Oh
funny.
god, it's so
That
funny.
is funny. The Soggy Bottom Boys are the best.
And I mean the music, the soundtrack is phenomenal. I
Yeah.
used to sing all of those songs to Charlotte when she was first born.
Yeah, John, you have not seen it?
I don't think so.
Throw
No,
it
Oh,
on
you
your
need to watch
film.
it. Yeah, it's
they're
fantastic.
like
John
breaking out of jail
Turturro.
and all these adventures and all that stuff.
Yeah.
right?
John
Yeah.
Turturro, and then that
Tim Blake Nelson.
Wasn't Oh Brother Where Art
That-
Thou like based on something
Homer's
like,
Iliad
the Odyssey.
or Odyssey?
the
Is it
Odyssey.
Odyssey? I thought it was Iliad.
I'm pretty sure it's the Odyssey.
Hmm.
Let's
may be
Google
right.
it.
Somebody Google it. Google machine.
Odyssey?
Oh,
The Greek
I hate being
the
wrong.
Right.
Odyssey.
But if I got to be wrong, Laura, I'm glad I'm wrong to you.
Thanks.
No, that makes
Yeah,
sense
good
because
movie.
like to be
And
wrong to
John
like
Goodman's in
like
it.
a Marie that would
Right.
that's
I
stings,
know, right?
right?
I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna go
But if you're
jump
wrong
off
to Laura, you're like,
the
all right,
roof.
I learned something and I accept you.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, you know what? We've been running a little long. Let's take a break. Right back after this. Hopefully you're still around, listener. Does anybody know why the actors are striking?
actor. Well, they're in solidarity. Is that right?
with the
Yeah.
writers.
Yeah.
Right.
They staged a walkout during the Oppenheimer premiere. I'm like, you guys made millions of dollars to do that movie. Get your ass back in the theater.
Yeah, that's Oh, let's talk about it.
Dumbass.
That's fucking
We
ridiculous.
will.
Let's talk about it.
Will I sound as good and dramatic the second time around? How good of an
Mhm.
actor am I? Should I be on strike? What's going on right now? I'll never know.
Let's find out on the next segment of Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Hey, how's it going? You like wizards, magic spells, and dragons? Well, we got all that and more.
Like dildos and gay-ass horses.
I'm trying to do a commercial right now, Barry.
The commercial should be about me and how your mother have a podcast.
No one wants to hear about your bullshit.
But you want to hear about your mother and me,
Okay,
don't
listen.
you?
We talk.
Me and your mother have a fantastic podcast, but it's just us making love.
I fucking hate you, Barry. I never even liked you. Now you're ruining my
But
podcast.
you know who likes me is your mother. She likes me so much she calls me Dick
You're
Wizard.
not a fucking wizard, Barry. Fuck, man. I was trying to promote my show here, man, and you fucking interrupted me about how you boning my mom. It's not cool, man.
But you know what is cool? Nerds Talking the podcast every Friday on all podcast outlets.
I mean, they are cool. Nerds Talking the podcast, man. So there you go, Barry. Not bad.
Also, bang your mum.
Fuck you, Barry. Come on, man.
Now back to the show and his mum.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the podcast. Don't forget to write us at nerdstalking@yahoo.com. We love fan mail. Subscribe, rate us. We have a pretty good rating so far. We are a 5-star rating on Spotify, and unfortunately, a 4.9 on iTunes.
It's all right.
Did
That's
not
what
give us
makes
a
you.
5. Stop
It
listening
makes you
right
look
now.
legit. If you only have 5 stars, people are like, I don't know. But it's like
That's
4.9. You
That's
know,
right.
you got to throw in some negatives in there.
All right, Eduardo. Thank you for giving us a 4. Appreciate it. All righty.
3 out of 5 stars wouldn't change a thing.
This is true. I gave us a 2.
You're just mad at yourself.
Anyway,
hate
tell your
myself.
friend, share the show, go to our website. There's really no reason to go to the website. Just go to iTunes and Spotify and listen. Anyway,
My
let's
picture
get
is
back to-
still missing, by the way, on the website.
Yes,
last
I am working on
checked.
that. I apologize. Your picture is missing.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get it up there.
Mhm.
Put it up there,
Mhm.
please. There's
Mhm.
almost only so much time in the day. I wish there was more than 24 hours in a day. But what are you going to do? I got a show to do. I got to edit. I got to run it. I got to publish it. What don't I do? How many hats do I have? I have a lot of hats. Anyway.
You gotta get
let's
yourself
And
a
you-
clone. Like if you had a
Multiplicity.
clone.
Like a
Yeah,
multiplicity,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, I mean, like my
I like
clones would
pizza.
all be they'd all be the last one.
Dumbasses.
Yeah. I mean, if you had more time in the day, what would you do besides like make sure that this podcast isn't a piece of shit?
I'd have
Uh,
one that's a maid.
Huh?
That cleaned
be a
my
maid?
house.
What?
No, I'd have one
Oh.
clone that was a maid
Oh, one
that
clone.
would
What
clean the
more?
house,
Oh.
cook the dinner, do all
Mhm.
that. Another one that went to work. If we're doing like multiplicity here,
Yeah.
another one that went to work. And then I would hang out with my kids, hang out with my husband, spend all the money that the other clone made. And then you think you're like, oh, this is unethical. This is like slavery. And I don't think that a clone of me would do well in that situation.
Wait, so you're already sabotaging yourself because you know your personality?
Yeah, I think
morals.
that there would be a revolt on my
My
hands,
clone
for
was
sure.
too independent. I know me.
Yeah.
I know her.
Yeah. She's
Oh.
not taking that shit.
Your moral compass is not broken. Mine be so broken. But I don't think I could afford clones because I'd be like, where am I going to house these sons of bitches? They got to go somewhere. They
Groceries
can't
are
live with me because
expensive.
people can't know, right? Unless they both. I only have 2 though. Want to go to work. Want to hang out with my family so I can go do shit by myself.
And what would you do?
Yeah.
I mean, like you're
Probably
gonna,
nothing.
you're gonna get the initial stuff out of the way, right? You're gonna fucking jerk off, and you're gonna go see a movie. You're
And
gonna
that'd
get
be
something to
done.
eat.
I'd be like, kill the
That's
other 2
only so
clones.
many
That's it.
hours.
Yeah, you text
Yeah.
your clone like, get out.
Oh, gotta go.
I would work out more. Just
But what
That
would you do
doesn't
when you
work,
showed?
though,
I know, but what if
Because
you
it's
showed up?
only the one.
Yeah, you're super buff when you
that
come home.
one
like, who are
clone is going to
you?
be hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
no. I mean, they'll just talk about me like they talk about Jonah Hill. Like, ooh, he's gotten kind of big. No, he looks better. He looks a lot better. Like I'll always be the topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Thought about that. Like maybe this is again just like body dysmorphia and eating disorders, but like I thought it's like, what if by some like strange turn of events, like supernatural turn of events, I just like dropped 50 pounds in a day. Like, what would people think? What would people say? What would people
They'd
do?
probably say, "Oh, where'd she get the money for surgery? What? Why is she so
But I mean,
skinny? I
like the
hate her
next
now."
day,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
you've seen the people who drop the weight, like a
Or
tapeworm
lap
or illness
band
or
or
something like
something.
that.
God,
That's why they
tapeworm.
probably think
so
you
Can
have
you would
someone
cancer.
send me a tapeworm?
I
A
mean,
live
like
one?
like they look unhealthy, right? So like to lose that 50 in a healthy way, I mean, you look amazing.
Yeah.
Just to lose it instantly, it just never looks.
Yeah, your face would be all sunk in. You just look bad.
I mean, you even see those people who like lose 200 pounds in a year just because they decide to change their lives, and then their skin's flopping all over the
Oh,
place.
you could be like a flying squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. Remember the Rocky and Bullwinkle? Like at the end, he's like just flying around. All right,
That's
see you
right.
next time. Uh,
Oh, the wind's picking up. Gotta go.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's what I would do. And then, like, while I went back home to hang out with the family, after work, those guys can go work out, or after work, or I don't know, maintaining the house or doing man stuff. I think I'd only need one clone, to be honest. Just work.
I think I'd need two, and they both would have jobs. Double income, baby.
All right, you're getting a little greedy now. It's like, what would you do? I'd wish for more wishes. Duh. Like you only get one clone. Just leave it at one clone.
You couldn't afford it, man, because if you're paying your bills, who's paying his bills? He's got to live somewhere. He's got to eat. He's got to do something. He's not a robot. You can't just stuck him in the closet.
Yeah, but
Can't live in the garage, man.
at one point in your life, you remember getting paid, I don't know, $150 a week. Like, and you partied on the
Yeah.
weekend.
I lived at home too, asshole. It's not the
I get
same
that. Well, I
thing.
mean,
And
all
it
right,
wasn't California. It wasn't 2023 California. It was
I-
1992
I get
California.
And you
that.
didn't have a kid and a mortgage and all this
That's
shit.
right.
all right. First of all, there's no
Rent
such thing as like
or
the
go to the
clones.
club.
So
Rent
like,
or go to
if
the
we're
club.
gonna imagine shit, let's imagine stuff. Shit.
Fine.
So you got just one clone. You're not gonna like room and board them, but like with the nicest hotels, or he's not flying first class.
Okay, so you house him in the ghetto, right? He lasts about a week. Somebody shoots his ass. Now what? Oh, fuck. Carlos is in the news because he's dead. No, I'm
I
right
couldn't
here,
afford
man.
it.
No, you're fucking dead. You got shot in the hood. Who are you?
And my
Come on
clone
now.
would
All
have to live in my creepy downstairs guest room.
Just
How would
throw
you
down those
hide 'em?
scraps of food.
Yep.
Sun's too
Put
bright.
a trough outside his door.
Yeah.
Scrape plates into it. Here you go, motherfucker.
I'll let you look at the moon once a year.
Now here's your computer. Go to work. Couldn't do that.
Every time you
man.
go downstairs, they come upstairs, so you're always in the room. Yeah,
Maybe
great
that's what
idea.
my husband's doing when he goes downstairs.
What if your clone had sex with your significant other? Would it bother you, or would you be like,
No,
it's still my dick. It's just on somebody
care.
else.
I wouldn't care.
But what if they were better than you?
I'm like, well, teach me some tricks.
I don't know. Maybe younger me, like this me, is like, cool. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
You
It's
did
like,
me a solid, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
yeah, that's like when you say, "Oh, hey, I got this round." Oh, thanks, man. Cool.
But what if your significant other was like, "Hey, do that thing you did to me the other night"? I'm like, what are you talking about?
I was just so.
I was drunk. I don't
I was,
remember.
I was
Yeah,
in
I
the
don't
moment.
remember.
Fill me in.
I,
Remember when you called your buddy over and it was DP all night? I'm like, oh, yeah. Who did I call? Who was over here? What's going on?
It got weird.
yeah, you go to the extremes. I don't like playing pretend with you. I'm fucking murdered in the hood. Like
Murder in the Hood. Your wife is run a train on by a clone and his buddy.
Things got weird.
All right, no more pretend time with Carlos. You're so dark.
All right. Well,
Kung
before we
Pao
wrap
is
it up, we got some Hollywood news. Laura's got some information for us.
I read an article that Gargoyles, the cartoon, is being more seriously. It's been considered before for a remake, but for the article right now. I'm sorry, I should have been better prepared. Yes, a Gargoyles live action movie is in development with Kenneth
Brana, one of Johnny's favorite actors.
He's pretty amazing.
Brana. And he has a third movie coming out as part of the Murder series.
But I know that they've thought about it before, and I watched the shit out of Gargoyles when I was a young teenager. I've watched it as an adult. I've rewatched the cartoon series. It's fun. And I've always thought how great it would be to remake it because it's such a classic story. I mean, it's basically an amalgamation of a bunch of old myths, Shakespearean and Viking, all kinds of crazy stuff. And it would be so fun to watch if they did it right. The CGI would have to be on point. I think it could be super fucking cool.
No, I loved it too. I watched it. I'm surprised it was a Disney cartoon. And I'm surprised it took this long for Disney to finally get it into development. It was because it was super popular. And the toys are making a comeback. They've got toys already out. They're pretty expensive collectibles. It's taking a while. Kenneth Branagh will direct. I didn't know he directed so many movies already in the past. And yeah, you're right. It's called A Haunting in Venice. It's part 3 of the series of the Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
So I think Johnny will get a kick out of it. He loves the Kenneth Branagh. Yeah, I wonder if his mustache will be different in A Haunting in Venice. He did a quad stash in Death on the Nile.
I was looking up Gargoyles and I thought that I knew what it was. I have no idea. You've
never seen this cartoon before?
When all the images popped up, yeah, I've never seen any of that stuff in my life. You know
Goliath
what I thought?
Is the main.
Do you remember those toys? I think they were like small, like action figures. They were pink.
Muscles.
The
yes. Wrestlers.
That's what I was thinking of when you guys were talking Gargoyles. I thought that was that.
Wow. Are we talking to Johnny or is this a dumb clone? What's wrong with you?
He's working out.
I mean, the Gargoyles series had such like an all-star cast. It had so many Star Trek veterans. It had Jonathan Frakes. It had Deanna Troi. I can't think of a ton of great people. I mean, looking at Michael Dorn was on there.
Wasn't Michael Dorn Goliath?
No, Keith David was Goliath.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ed Asner. Oh my God, I didn't know Ed Asner.
Asner was the old gargoyle, the chubby fat guy.
Yeah, Hudson. Yeah. And then Frakes played Xanatos, who was like
his character
the classic
looked
villain.
Like him. Looked like Frakes.
He did. He totally did. Tim Curry was voice part of it. LeVar Burton was on there, of course. John Rhys
you're
Davies.
Not kidding. That's quite a lot of Star Trek vets.
Brett Spiner as well. It was an all-star cast. Old references back to all kinds of myths and old literature.
I'm gonna check it out. I was looking on Disney Plus. It's from 90
Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's from 94 to 96. So I was defending country years. So yeah, I guess I missed it.
Yeah, cool. I was in like 7th grade. No, younger. 94.
94 to 96.
Where were you at that time? Were you overseas or were you over here?
In 96, I was overseas.
Okay.
95, I graduated.
I graduated in 02.
Oh, no shit? Jeez.
Yeah.
You're getting a tattoo while Gargoyles was going on. All right.
I should have gotten a gargoyle.
Should have gotten a gargoyle.
Well, Demona was the coolest. That's the chick. And that was the one played by Deanna Troi.
Two-Face.
Marina Sirtis?
Sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. And other Hollywood news, the actors are on strike. I don't know
The
what they're
actors
striking for.
are in solidarity with the writers. It's
That's the only reason they're striking?
I think so.
I'm always people always well not always usually deserve more money, more credit from their employers, but also I mean you have the coolest fucking job in the world. How you need to check yourself a little bit. All right.
Are we talking writers or actors?
Both. I would love to be either of those things. I would love to be either a Hollywood writer or a Hollywood actor. It would be amazing.
But, although, like the Brady Bunch, like they don't make any money, period.
Right. Yeah.
Because they signed a bad contract. So, you feel for them because somebody's making millions to this day from Brady Bunch reruns and.
Right. And I think the
Yeah.
cast of Friends did it right. They
Oh my goodness.
went on strike. Like we're not going back to the show until you pay us what we deserve. And rightly so. I mean, when I first heard it, I'm like, well, they're just being greedy. But then when you think about it, all the money the studio's making, NBC was making off of them. I think it was Warner. Warner owned that show. So all the money that they're making off of them, far more than what they're paying the cast. So they were rightly so to go on strike to ask for the money they wanted. Yeah.
I mean, but then again, I think about it and I'm like, how is that again different from anybody works in a publicly traded company? I mean, I'm not going to say which one, but I work for a publicly traded company and they talk about our stock price all the time. We don't have stock share.
You don't get stock options?
I don't get stock options.
You don't get to buy them at a discount or anything?
No.
Yeah.
All of these fucking people are making a ton of money. I know, right? And it's all on our backs and we don't get jack shit. And we're like key results and driving blah blah blah. And I'm like, fuck off. I don't care. I'm not invested. You're the one making millions. I'm making my annual salary. I don't bonus. So
Oh, really?
yeah. And I mean again,
I'd quit
it's
tomorrow.
and
buy a clone.
I mean, I know it's not, I want to avoid this mentality of like, I'm getting fucked, so I think everyone else should get fucked. Like, I don't want that to be the case. It's just, I don't know, it's complicated. There's a lot of jealousy involved because I'm also getting fucked, but you're also living my dream job,
Right.
Hollywood writers, Hollywood actors.
Sure. Right.
So my sympathy is tempered.
I'm just curious how long this writer strike is going to go. It's been going for quite some time.
I mean, the one I feel like in the early 2000s tanked so many good shows.
Oh, definitely. A lot of shows were cut short. The Office was cut short. Their season was cut short. New Girl was cut short.
Tanked.
Oh,
it was so good.
Heroes suffered the most.
Yeah,
absolutely. That was
Lost
such a good show
as well.
I do like that the actors are supporting the writers this time around. Yeah, I don't think it was the same case in that early 2000s writer strike, because I remember it was a big deal in the news that Steve Carell backed the writers. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to work until the writers are back, so you guys figure it out. And he was a big enough name by then after 40-Year-Old Virgin and Evan Almighty that he can like make those calls. So it was great.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, like John Oliver hasn't been back, man, for quite some time now because the writers are on strike. But I guess two main points of disagreement, according to SAG and AFTRA. The actors are asking studios for higher pay and to tighten regulations on the use of artificial intelligence in creative projects. I know that's also on the writer's side as well because of Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure. Actors want an 11% raise to baseline rates this year and 8% raise over the next 2 years to make up for the blistering inflation of the last 2 years. Well, shit, I want 8% too. Inflation has affected me as well.
Yeah, that's my thought too. Yeah. I fucking 3, maybe 4% if I'm lucky.
Right. And the studio has countered with an offer of 5% this year and 7.5% in the next 2 years, according to a document.
It seems pretty reasonable.
Absolutely, especially when, I mean, I really like I mentioned before, the cast of Oppenheimer, they staged a walkout during the premiere. I'm like, dude, you guys made millions of dollars, millions, and you still don't think, you think inflation is harming you? How much debt do you have, man? You can't obviously manage your money. Get a better financial advisor. I'm talking about the top guys. Obviously, the extras and day players and the character actors. That's might be a little different. But if you're still out there being a starving actor, you might be starving a little longer before you hit, the big time. But what makes you think I don't deserve 8% for the next 2 years, right? It's I don't know, man. It's like Johnny mentioned before, when athletes go on strike, I'm like, what are you striking for? You play a game. You make millions of dollars to play a game. You tell the teachers, the firefighters, the policemen that should be making that kind of money, how come they're not striking? And you guys are striking to play a game. So it kind of bothers me. I get what they're saying. Streaming has been an issue. Streaming brings in a lot of money and they're not sharing the money with the shows. I get it. But at the same time, man, look at yourself and go, am I really in a bad place? Get back to work, man. Writers, I don't know what their lifestyles are like, how much they get paid, but actors, just get back to work.
Speaking of which, I'm looking at the cast of Oppenheimer, and oh my God, like I know, like all of these faces are so fucking familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is in this movie.
I really hope Robert Downey's not on the picket line because he made so much money from Marvel. He should just be at home in the swimming pool or something. Like, yeah, I'm striking. I'm just gonna
Also,
go
he
swimming.
buzzed his head. Oh, what did you
He did for
do,
the movie.
Robert?
Yeah. Hair grows back, right, Johnny?
Well, didn't he shave it for his documentary about his dad, or during that time?
Don't know.
I
What's the
don't know. I
documentary
have no
about his
idea,
dad?
but it
No,
makes
you're
me
not gonna tell
sad.
us?
Grow
Now
your
you
hair
want to
back.
know?
It's so beautiful. He has beautiful hair.
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, did his dad have cancer or something?
Something like that. His dad was like dying, or so he like did a documentary about him. It was supposed to be pretty good. So haven't seen it.
Robert Downey Sr. Is that what it's called?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, that was a downer.
I might go see that this weekend.
Oppenheimer instead of Barbie?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yes.
Barbie.
Barbie. All the plastic melts.
We saw Mission Impossible last week.
Oh yeah. What'd you think?
I wanted to see it this week.
That's action on top of action, and then when there wasn't action, there was action. Holy shit. I was so tired after watching that movie. But it's great, man. Like Tom Cruise puts out some good stuff.
Did he run? You know he ran. He ran like the wind.
Sometimes too fast. Sometimes he didn't make it on time.
Entertaining movie.
Spoil
It's
it.
amazing. It's amazing how it went. From part one, I mean, from the very first Mission Impossible, I was kind of like, it was all right. It was cool.
I love that movie.
But the second one and there on forward, it's like, man, this just gets better and better and better and better.
The second one is so bad. I can't believe you're saying that.
Thandie Newton. Is that right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so the second one went to shit. From part three, it got better and better
Yeah.
and better.
Well, the first one I thought was pretty kind of stupid cheasy, right? Like
I thought it was stupid.
Emilio
cheesy too.
Estevez, like he got a blade in the eye, and like who put the blade on top of the elevator there? Like all that stuff. Like now I feel
John
like
Voight.
it's more realistic now though. I mean, like the thing that I didn't believe in the first movie was that hot chick was with the old dude. Like I was like, wait a second, this is purely fiction. Because
have you not seen Anna Nicole Smith and her ex-husband?
Yeah, but everyone was a spy. Like, what was it? His personality? He wasn't funny. Like,
no, it's just true.
If he was hilarious,
he wasn't no Jim Carrey. That's for sure.
It wasn't Jim Carrey, no. And
I love that first Mission Impossible. Absolutely, so good. I rewatch it every few years. It holds up. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Maggie Q was in one of them, right? She's smoking hot.
She was a villain.
Yeah,
Asian chick, skinny. She was in
the second one.
She was in Balls of Fury.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Did not make my top 5 nor my top 100.
I like in the last Mission Impossible, the hot blonde villain / kind of like gray character. She was the daughter of the villain in the first one.
Oh, she's the villain in this one.
Oh,
yeah, she's
awesome!
Bad. Yeah.
Yay!
And what I liked about the last one too was Henry Cavill's like fist cocking. He's like loading his fists up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the ending of that movie, Henry Cavill's face got pounded. Like if you watch the end, like it's literally his face takes most of the damage. And me and my friends were laughing. I was like, Tom Cruise is like, we can make this movie with Henry Cavill, but we have to destroy
That's right.
his
Yeah, 'cause
young
he's a
and
good-looking man.
beautiful face.
And nobody's better looking than me.
Cut his legs
Break
off.
him.
Make him short like me.
No, I loved just in the last one and this one, it was just like the last one was speeding around through Paris, and like I've been to a lot of the places where they're like, speeding around and getting away from spies and
Fun
things
to
like
watch, yeah.
that. This too, they're in Rome, just going to town. It's amazing. Great movie. Can't wait to see the next one. The next one should be the last one, right?
I believe so. I mean, where do they go from here? It's all about AI taking over.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise,
Don't spoil
he's
it!
great. He's not getting any
No
younger though.
spoilers.
Like he can't be like this 90-year-old guy doing
Right? He
stunts.
can't be doing squirrel suit jumps off of cliffs forever, right?
Holy shit! But that was impressive.
That was impressive.
Was
Yeah.
impressive.
Don't. So, okay,
But
I'm getting off this call before you spoil everything.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna spoil anything other than he dies.
There's a part 2, so I doubt it.
I can definitely see why Steve Rogers stayed in the past.
Holy shit!
Holy, yeah,
She in
now you
it?
get it. Now
Holy
you
She
shit.
get
hot?
it. Yeah,
She's in
buddy.
it, and I've seen her in all the Marvel stuff, and she's just okay in that. She looks amazing. Yeah.
I'm not gonna look it up. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I need
Okay,
to go see that
okay.
this weekend.
We're just gonna
I
say
will,
goodbye. See it this weekend. See it
Yeah,
before you see Oppenheimer.
I can only see
Oppenheimer.
one
I got
movie
corrected
this
the first time I said
weekend.
Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer.
It's gonna be less
Oppenheimer.
busy.
That's our show. Johnny, you got anything left?
Tune in next week. We're gonna have some guests.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yes, the Salty Nerds will be joining us. And if you've been keeping up with our lovely show, you'll know that the Salty Nerds and Nerds Talking have a common denominator, our logo. Tune in and see where this goes. Laura, you got anything else?
I got nothing.
All right. Well then, for Johnny
See you.
and Laura.
Goodbye.
And for Carlos.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next week. Nerds Talking the podcast.